Claudia Jordan Show. And I'm your host, Claudia Jordan. And my pigeons. Talking about relationships and why the hell we're still single. Maybe the girl wants a soulmate.
You know you want it. You know you want me to give it to you.
Can I get some?
Well, maybe the girl wants a more profound relationship.
I love talking and conversing with you.
I don't think they're getting any. But at the end of the day, who's giving you oral?
I'm going deep sea diving.
Cunnilingus? What's that?
But it's the man's job to court the woman.
Once you have a man with no legs, you never go back. We can make it, baby. Me and you bitch.
I hate when that happens. Claudia Jordan. Claudia Jordan.
Claudia Jordan.
Claudia Jordan. Claudia Jordan.
Completely free from infection.
I already know what it is. We got another one, boy. ATL. Yeah. What's up, Brooklyn?
Hey, welcome to the Claudia Jordan Show and the pigeons. Welcome to the show. Fabulous in the background, throw it in the bag. Trying to throw a husband or baby in the bag.
Or even eggs in the bag.
Our topic tonight is your biological clock ticking. And at what age should a woman panic if she hasn't gotten married or become a mom? Give us a call, 877-2106-106. Ladies, how you doing?
Good.
Seen you all so many times this weekend.
I know. Sick of y'all.
We made an appearance Saturday. Yeah, we saw all together on Saturday at the Kyoto Hotel. We had a little appearance. People came down to meet us.
We busted a Soul Train line. Portia was in a stanky leg. Claudia was doing the RoboCop. Flora busted out in her move. What was Flora's dance called? What was that for?
It was called Possess.
Patron?
Yeah, that was
okay.
The white girl rocker or
Possess.
something. A lot of quick leg movements.
A lot.
Wasn't it? Dance.
It was.
One thing I must say, it was very nice to see Tina and her new love.
Yeah.
It was nice to bask in the glory of love.
So cute.
It was great.
It was nice. So, a success story from the show. Because a year and a half ago, we started off as 5 bitter women. That was before Shelley was here. There was 5 bitter women. And we have 1 down now.
All right.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Well, she's married, so
Shout out to
technically
him.
it's another down.
So now it's
So
2 down.
2 down.
A half. All right. So, anyways, we are talking about biological clocks. I get a lot of people twittering me about this. At what age should a woman panic? And the answers were very interesting. They were as young as 30. Some guys were saying that people should panic.
Yeah.
And I had a couple men that from the South that said that by the age of 26, if they didn't have a serious prospect, that their family would step in.
Wow.
So men, it'd be interesting to hear from the men, if they feel the pressure to get married. I think it's different in different parts of the country as well.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all pretty much except Portia in our 30s, and
I'm not in my 30s.
How old are you?
In my 20s.
28.
How old are you?
I'm in my 20s.
She's close.
That's all you need to know.
She'll be 29 or 30.
You're like it,
so
though. You're married, you got
You'll never
kids.
know.
You know what I mean? So it's
You're
like,
grown.
so it's just I want to talk about this and delve deeper into this topic.
Yes.
And, see what people think. Flora, did you ever think at this age you would still be by yourself? It's actually amazing that someone catches yourself would be
so positive.
Be alone and just all alone. I mean, when I read about what today's subject was going to be, the panic set in absolutely when I was replying in the email. I was like, oh, yeah, right. I don't have any kids, no prospects, nothing.
Now, you're Filipino.
Yes. So
the family, what's the family? I know your mom's on you because she's been married several times.
Actually, my mom arranged a marriage for me at 17, 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I was getting ready for prom, my mom was getting ready for my wedding. Yeah.
What happened?
I'm 17. I was thinking prom. Who was getting married? Not me. And, my mom was like, you need to be married soon. And, you're going to end up an old maid. If you're not married by the time you're 20, Flora, you're going to be by yourself. Who's going to take care of you when I die?
Wait, you lived here in the United States?
Yeah. Yeah.
But her mom is...
No, not really. No. That's hilarious.
But why? What is the importance of why is it so important?
Well, especially in Philippine culture. I mean, in the Filipino culture, you have to be married at a certain age, preferably before 25. Otherwise, you are an old maid, or it's pretty much downhill from there.
So nobody really in that culture wants you after 25?
Pretty much,
like
no. Well, it's not even wants you. It's like mostly like, dang, what's wrong with you if you haven't had, any, prospects of marriage? I mean, my siblings all got married before the age of 21. So,
okay.
So people hit us on Twitter at Foxxhole on Twitter and at Claudia Jordan and at Claudia J Show. Mm-hmm. So hit us, and we are getting people already twittering in about the topic. So hit us up. So Tina, you've been married before.
Yes.
And was there pressure for you to get married, or what was the deal with you?
I think it was like not necessarily pressure from my family, but from my friends, because we were together for so long. They're kind of like, so when's the babies coming? And it was just like the next step, but it wasn't really right for us. I feel like I was too young to get married. I mean, I was like 25, and I just think I think I was too young because I didn't know. I didn't know myself. I feel like it's hard to be with someone for 20 years when you don't even know yourself. To commit yourself to somebody else, and you're still learning about what you like. And so I think that I was too young.
Wow. Shelly Rio, in your case, pressure? No pressure?
I wouldn't say there was pressure. After we decided we were going to get married on our own, my husband's mother did kind of pressure us because we're living together, and she said that you guys are Christian, you're not supposed to live together and have sex.
Yeah, that's what my mom says.
We even said we weren't going to have sex while we lived together until we got married, and she was just like, no, you have to set a date. And we set a date a year out, and she was like, no, it has to be sooner. So
do you think that was because she wanted to get you out of the house?
No, we moved into her house. But she said, move into my house, and so we moved into the house, and I think that was kind of her plan, like, if you're going to live here, then you have to get married.
Right.
And it was like, well, we just gave up our apartments. Now what the hell are we going to do? So I guess
this is his parents or your parents?
His I don't have parents.
She's right. She's in
my bad.
And they saw Orphan this weekend.
She really forgot.
If you haven't seen
Shelly's life story, Orphan came out on Friday.
No, I saw it. It was good.
Yeah, pretty good.
It has nothing to do with me.
Shelly's pretty scary. Pretty scary shit there, Shelly.
Anyway,
my mother really left me alone. I was pretty amazed that she really hasn't been pressuring me. I think because my younger brother got married and he's given her grandchildren. So the last 6 months, she's really starting to like drop hints here and there. She's really resorting to low blows. She had my little 4-year-old niece call me and leave a message on my voicemail saying, "Hi, Auntie. We want to know when we can come to a wedding."
See, that ain't right.
And it was a really, really, really cute message. But it's like my mother is she thinks she's being subtle and being slick with it. And she's dropping little seeds. And I tell her she's got grandkids from my brother. She's like, no, it's different. I want to have grandkids from you. Okay, we have our first caller. We have Iceberg from New York on the line. Welcome to the show, Iceberg.
What's up, baby girl?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm chilling, man. I think I gotta go to a psychiatrist. This show got me so addicted. I'm sneaking out on my.
That's right. We are like crack.
I love it.
Wait, where's he sneaking out?
He's married.
I'm on
vacation. The radio?
I'm thinking about calling Claudia Jordan. Something's not right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A radio show.
So you're a married man. Was it pressure for you to get married? Was there a knock-up first, or did you go in willingly?
Let me be easy on this, because it could be some repercussions. I don't think it was no pressure. Well, in the beginning, it was pressure. I had. She said we should be married within 4 years. Well, I waited to the 12th year. But I think, to be perfectly honest, it's overrated. It's about happiness to me. I would have never got married. That to me was just, what everybody else is doing. If once we had a kid, I was committed for the long run. So the marriage thing to me was just overrated. I mean, when you live with somebody and all that, come on. I mean, you got to do what works for you. I'm not going to tell nobody you got to be married because sometimes the shit don't work anyway.
But it's something that made your wife happy, though. Well, your then girlfriend.
But that's why I did it, because I felt like she made so many sacrifices for me. And not to say I didn't love her and things like that, but just because it wasn't something big on my thing, I didn't want to be the average selfish black man, So I did it, and, it is what it is. My only problem with marriage is if we break up, I feel like I don't owe you nothing. I'm not with the alimony. It's never going to happen. And my wife understands that, and we're good with that.
Wow.
You really sharp left there.
Yeah. If your wife, let's say, help you set up a business as, a big corporation, and all of a sudden you guys split up, you feel you owe her nothing?
And some people really don't approve of it, but, once you don't want my last name no more, you don't want nothing from me. I will always be a great support to my kids. That will never be a fight.
What if you divorce her? If you divorce her, you're not going to give her anything?
I mean, my wife is educated, she can work and things like that, and I'll make sure I'll give her a great head start, but like some of these guys that be paying this buku money, I think it's unfair. I don't feel like I don't owe you nothing.
That's because the judge tells them to do that.
I heard today that Nas was ordered to pay $40,000 a week, a month.
Yeah, $40,000. I do 55.
Did you?
$44K.
Oh.
For child support?
Well, 30, 40, 50, whatever. Nas?
No, alimony.
Nas, you making money like that? Yeah. No, I didn't know that. Not clowning.
10 albums deep.
Serious.
10 albums deep.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Iceberg, for the call. You know what? I have thoughts on alimony that a lot of women probably won't agree with. I don't really understand why, we break up, that you have to continue to live the same lifestyle you lived while you were with this person. We're not with each other anymore, so there should be some kind of, not a benefit, the repercussion of that. Like, why should you not have the person but still live exactly the same way? Now, I understand child support, but these ridiculous amounts, you should be able to maintain the same lifestyle. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with what you're saying.
I don't either. Because what if you are a house? What if you had a career and then you met this, guy that runs a fabulous 40, whatever it's called, 40 time, and you stop what you're doing. You stop being in the industry. You have kids. You become You're at home, and then one day, he decides he wants to leave you. Now you no longer have your career. Your body is probably not the same. You got like 2 or 3 kids. Then so aside from child support. You need to take care of you. Your life, not necessarily your lifestyle, but just maintain your house that you guys are living in. And if you don't have a career to fall back on, where are you?
So I understand maintaining the house. I think the very minimum for the kids should have the house and all that stuff. They should have all that stuff. But okay, I'm married to a billionaire and I'm used to living like a billionaire, and we get divorced, so I should still live like a billionaire for 10 years or until I marry somebody else. I think I look at it from the man's side and the side as, if I end up being the breadwinner and I have to support some person because you become useless, because I made your life better and now you're supposed to live like this for the rest of your life, I don't agree with that. I really don't.
No,
my
son's grandmother had 15 kids and she's in her late 50s. She was going to college. She was going to be a model. Moved out to L.A. And now they're not divorced, but they're not really together. She cannot get a job. She's not gone to college. She can't do anything. And she's
15 kids. So is she not getting child support for these 15 kids?
No, she's not getting. Well, now 3 of them. Now she only has 3 that are 15. I'm sorry, 2 that are under age 18 now.
5?
Yes, 15 kids.
Well, are only under 18. I just ask you to flip it sometimes. I mean, just because we're women, you got to think about it like this. How about if you're the breadwinner in your family right now. Okay, say you guys get divorced. How comfortable are you with paying alimony to your husband until he decides to marry somebody else? And then he says, fuck it, I'm not going to marry anybody else because I want Shelly Reed to pay my bills and me just chill. No, you got to think about it like that, too. We want equal rights.
Every situation's different. For her, he made her quit her job and made her stay home and take care of these kids, so she didn't really have a choice in it, as in she wants to obey her husband. For me, I'm like, no, go get a job and go do this. But if he's not going to do that while we're married and that's why we're getting divorced, I'm not paying him alimony. Why would I do that?
But I'm just saying there are cases where men will try to sue them for alimony.
Each case is different.
So I don't know about, maybe it's a time limit, but, forever that person has to maintain the same standard of living that they had when they were with you. I don't know about that.
I think a time limit is a good thing.
I think things are different when you have kids. I think it's a totally different thing when you have kids. I think, maybe that's null and void, but you can marry somebody and not have any children and then maintain that lifestyle for the rest of your life, or for 10 years or whatever it is.
For 10 years.
Because you were I don't know. How do you feel about that when no kids are involved?
I think it might be I'm kind of with you on the time thing. If it's a short time period.
Because you can purposely not give it to someone else because you want to keep that check.
Right.
Well, a lot
true.
Of people do.
And there are people like food stamps and all that. You stay on it.
I think, there are people that abuse that situation. And I definitely don't think they
That's the same thing with child support.
Right.
People get more child support for themselves, not for their kids.
All right, we have a call on the line. We have a Big Body from Georgia. Welcome to the show.
Big Body.
What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Big Body.
Hey, I just want to weigh in on the situation a little bit. I look at things from both sides. I stand for what's right, not for what's right in a man or a woman. I look at the Paul McCartney situation. I mean, that lady married him. They were together 4 years and ain't got no kids. And he had to give her $100 and something million, like she the one was in the Beatles. I don't remember seeing her on the
Right.
But that's what a prenup's for.
Yeah. Right, and I remember somebody they begged him to get a prenup and he wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so
I ain't gonna lie, he got what he deserved. He got
exactly.
But from a marriage standpoint, I say it like this: if the biological clock, if you hear it ticking, hit the snooze button. I mean, seriously, don't let pressure force you into doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally, I'm 32 years old. I have no kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know, to me, I'm honest with myself. I'm selfish.
But you also don't have eggs that are going away.
Exactly. That are going bad either.
Yeah, we're getting a little off topic, and that was my fault because we started talking about the support issue. But, the topic is panicking when you get to a certain age. And, at what age should we start worrying about it? You can kind of live carefree and have fun and go to clubs and think, I'm 25, I don't have to worry about it. I'm 30, I don't have to worry about it. I'm 35, I don't have to worry about it. When do we start worrying about it?
I think you worry about it when you lose hope and when you think that there's nobody else out there.
So basically, that would have happened this week for me.
Yes. Lose hope on anything.
When there is hope lost, that's when it's kind of like, okay, that's when it's getting to you and when it's affecting you. Because I don't think there's a certain age. My mom was 35 when she had me, and my mom is pretty fly now. She's living a great life, so it wasn't too old for her.
That's cute too.
But at the same time, I think if somebody's losing hope and feeling that there's is no guy out there for them to marry, then that's when it's kind of like it's a dire need of
starting to kind of not care anymore.
Jesus is your boyfriend.
I think that's a good thing that you don't care. I feel like once you kind of let it go, it's gonna happen.
I stop caring.
It's gonna be organic and just happen.
I'm not gonna lie. The last 2 years, I was obsessed with it. I would wake up and think about it, and go to sleep and think about it. But then also, people would sweat me about it. I go out, my family, paparazzi would ask me because, I'm such a big celebrity. They would ask me, well, we don't see a guy in your arm. No, but people start to really ask me, like, oh, Claudia, you're so beautiful. How come you don't have a man? I'm like, that has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Okay, we have Travis from Texas. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Travis.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'm a 32-year-old male, never been married, no kids, and, I've really don't see a panic. It's just, for one, I'm very cautious. I really don't put myself in situations where, that can even come up. I'm basically just patiently trying to wait on that right woman,
Right.
Okay, Travis, I have a question. What if you met like a 38, 39-year-old woman that had never been married, didn't have any kids? Like, would you instantly have any type of judgment on her?
No, not at all. Because for one, for me, I'm attracted to older women, and that may be the thing that that's hindering me right now. But I don't see a problem with that. If
so
with it, I'm cool.
Well, if you married the older woman, I'm sorry to cut you off. If you married an older woman, if she already had, let's say, 2 kids under the age of 10, would that be enough for you to where you wouldn't want to have children of your own, or would you just love her children as if they were yours?
Well, the thing is with that, I have dated, women that have had kids, but, and I love them just the same, but in the same token, I want my own as well,
Right. Because when you date an older woman, of course, she already has children, and she may not want to have a few more. So always, just keep that in the back of your mind.
And
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks for your call. Another thing with the younger man, older woman thing, a lot of times, like, I get pursued by a lot of younger men.
Right.
Because you're a cougar.
Well, and because I don't look my age.
Puma.
And so that it becomes a problem because I attract these younger guys, but then they're still not ready to have a baby.
Right.
And then they want to trip later on, like, well, whoa, you're probably ready before I am. And I'm like, well, you knew I told you how old I tell dudes right away.
Right, of
I was
course.
out last night, some like little young guy, played ball overseas, whatever, which is a no-no. And, no deal. Doesn't begin with an N, then no. No. And
Foreign NBA,
I said, dude, you're 25. You need to go live life. And you're not ready for what the things I'm going to be ready for, like, pretty immediately. Pretty soon.
Right.
Tina Davina, do you have a poem for us?
I do.
All right.
If 30 is the new 20, then I have plenty of time, aging like wine, feeling just fine until they ask why. And I start to question, second-guessing my role and my position, feeling my clock's ticking and the pressure starts building as I'm resisting, insisting I just haven't found Mr. Right, let alone Mr. Right now, wondering how I'm not wifed up by now. Is it them or is it me? Circumstance, camaraderie. Is anyone truly compatible with me? Coincidentally, time waits for no man, and my biological clock's hands are on a speed shutter. Dare I utter as the noose tightens around my womb, fearing it will close up too soon, my fate doomed, gloomed by the lack of possibility, wondering if anyone is out there for me, feeling listless and indifferent despite my success. Even at my best, I'm still the one without the wedding dress.
Oh,
okay.
That line got me the
way to make it hurt.
The noose around my womb.
Speaking of wedding dresses, we were leaving the hotel, and Claudia Jordan blessed us with wonderful photos outside of a nice little wedding shop. You guys should have seen them. I mean, the dress was in the window,
glistening,
and it was glistening, and there was like diamonds on it.
A unicorn wearing
and her head was just placed perfectly there, and she had a glimmer of hope in her eyes. And that is therefore what inspired this topic.
It was just acting. There is no hope.
There's no hope.
It's just
model.
Dark
tragic.
I've done that already. All right. Our topic tonight is your biological clock ticking. At what age should a woman panic if she hasn't gotten married or become a mom? Give us a call, 877-2-106-106. We'd like to hear from the ladies. And fellas, are you pressured from your family? Fellas get pressured too. Give us a call. We'll be back with more after the break.
No.
Hey, welcome back to the Claudia Jordan and the Pigeons. Who's in the house?
Tina Davina is here.
Who's in the house?
Flora's here.
Who's in the house?
Portia's in the house.
Who's in the house?
Shelly Rio.
And I'm Claudia Jordan. please bear with me today. I've had a headache since all weekend pretty much, just not going away. So if I stutter, stumble,
it's all good.
Hey man, just trying.
It was a wild weekend though, so
it was wild.
That's all good.
Fun time. Went to Trump's brunch on Sunday. Great, beautiful golf course.
We went to.
Where was I? I was invited.
You weren't. And then I went to the roast of Joan Rivers. That was Sunday night.
Yes.
Did I invite you to that?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, didn't invite to anything.
Sounds like it was on purpose.
I didn't see that. I was reading your Twitters. I was like,
no. We always say, you don't want to drive and stuff. Our topic tonight is your biological clock. I'll invite you to the more hood stuff.
wow.
Playing with you, girl. Come on now. We're gonna go on some trips. Is your biological clock ticking? At what age should a woman panic if she hasn't gotten married or become a mom? Give us a call, 877-2-106-106. Hit us on Twitter, at The Claudia J Show, at Foxxhole, at Claudia Jordan, at Shelly Rio, at Tina Davina, at Portia Coleman. Flora, she doesn't check her shit.
No, she don't.
No Twitter.
All right. Okay, we have another caller. We have Mike from Memphis. Welcome to the show. Mike? No?
Going once.
Hello.
Hey, Mike, welcome. What are your thoughts on this topic?
Hey, yeah, I like to weigh in on the topic. You know, I'm a 24-year-old male, and I'm a sniper in the military. I feel pressured by my family to go ahead and have a child with my wife because, you know, my parents are not in the best of health, and my job is pretty dangerous. And, you know, I kind of feel I'm pressuring myself as well because I'm not guaranteed to come back after every tour I go on. So I feel pressure from my wife and my family and myself to, you know, go ahead and have a kid, and I'm just 24.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, because you may not be around, like, so you can leave your seed? That's what the pressure's about?
Well, yeah, see, on my last tour, I got shot and I almost died.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, it has a lot to do with myself. You know, I would like a son, somebody to carry on my legacy when I die and everything like that. And my parents are in the best of health. So, you know, I just feel pressure that way. You know, it's not always the females putting pressure on the males and everything like that. You know, sometimes it comes from your family and even yourself.
Yeah, but are you ready? Outside of your family and everybody, are you ready?
Yeah, actually I am.
Okay.
I'm financially stable and, you know, I'm a grown man and I'm ready to take on that responsibility.
Are you all actively trying?
Okay.
No, I'm not, actually.
Practice makes perfect.
Well, how do you feel about, okay, say you succumb to this pressure and you go ahead and you get your wife pregnant and you go over and Lord forbid, God forbid, something does happen to you. Like, how do you feel now about the possibility of bringing a kid into the world that may not be around, you may not be around for?
You know what? That you have a point, but at the same time, I'm not really worried about that because when I leave, it's time for me to go anyway. And I just want somebody here. I just want a kid to carry on my name, basically. That's the whole thing that revolves around it. If I die, I die. Hopefully I won't, but, you know, that's just the way it is. That's just how I honestly feel.
How old is your wife?
My wife is 24. We're high school.
Both 24. Aw, cute.
Adorable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I say he should do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he's ready.
What's holding
You
you
can
back?
freeze some sperm until she's ready. In case she dies,
That's
she
true,
can still
too.
carry his name on.
That's true.
Freeze some sperm?
Mm-hmm.
A little clam chowder in the refrigerator?
I mean,
wow.
a doctor. But she really needs
That's not yogurt, honey.
I say go for it. He's 24. She's 24. They've been married. Why not?
Known for a long time? Okay.
Yeah.
So we say go home and bust one in your wife.
Get it in.
All right. All right. And I mean that in the most romantic way.
Oh, of course.
Happy relations.
All right. Speaking of romantic, we have Low Life on the line. Low Life on the line.
Oh, favorite romance.
Welcome, Low Life. I know you have something.
How y'all doing tonight?
We are.
Oh, always gets me in the mood.
Yeah, I like to weigh in on the topic. You know, I'm just saying, for myself, I put pressure on myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, I always needed me a woman, you know what I'm saying? You know, like a little probation type thing or something, you know what I'm saying? Because if I ain't got me a woman, I'm subject to get in trouble like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? I need something, you know what I'm saying, to keep me in line, you know what I'm saying, like a little probation type thing, like don't do that, don't do this, you know what I'm saying? I need that. Some niggas need that. And then if you a man and you 30-something years old and you ain't got no kids and married, you know what I'm saying, you getting close to being that old nigga in the club where everybody finna go home and you still Why won't you send me somebody, Lord? You know what I'm saying? Because you're lonely. You need something in your life. You know what I'm talking about?
You know what's messed up about this whole situation right now?
Oh, my God.
We're listening to you, and everyone else is laughing, and I'm not laughing.
Oh, please.
Because, no.
Oh, please.
This all reminds me of what went down last night. All of this. Like, I was at a club. For the first time in my life, at 35, the first time, 36.
36?
Oh, my God.
Get it together.
I felt like that person in the club that was lonely, and I felt like that person. And
Really?
I looked around at everybody, and there was a ball player at my table, and all the girls were pushing me out the way to get to him. And I felt like, damn, this is so not for me. I'd much rather be at home watching a movie or at dinner or something. And I've always had a youthful, young spirit, and I've always been fine with it. But it's finally starting to like hit me now. You know what I mean? And I drove home. What the fuck?
I was trying to.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I drove home, got takeout, and locked my cats out of my room. And I'm just relating with everything Lola I've just said just now. So thank you for the call. All right. We have a female caller on the line.
Yay.
Our first one. Liz. Welcome to the show, Liz.
All right. Estrogen in the house.
Hello.
Hey, girl. How are you?
I'm good. Claudia, I was just so feeling what you were saying because I was at a ballers cookout on Saturday.
What's that?
And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I had to leave. I mean, it was. I can't even begin to tell you what was going on.
And Liz, how old are you? We're the same age, aren't we?
I'm 35.
Okay.
35.
That's
no
your friend?
kids. Making 6 figures. Just happened. Promotion.
You got a raise then.
Yeah, got a raise, girl. I mean, my brother has 7 kids. Love his kids, but my mother is putting the full court press. Like, it's different when your son has kids than when your daughter has kids.
When your daughter has kids, yeah.
And Liz is an attractive woman. She's hip on sports. She has a sports blog, Liz Robbins.
DC Liz?
DC
Oh,
Liz.
girl.
And she gets hit on by a lot of men. And what do you think it is? Like, what do you think the problem is? And how do you feel? Like, do you feel generally happy or generally sad about the situation?
A little bit of both. When I hear my girlfriends that are married, I'm like, damn, I'm glad that's not me. But in other times, like you were saying, when you go home and you're kind of sitting there, you're like, this is bullshit right here. I'm kind of lonely right now. And I don't ever want to say alone, but you just get that feeling like I just want to, just kick it with someone without no preconceived notions to go with it or without any expectations or, or you feel like you have to be someone else to impress this person. It's like, why can't you just have me for me?
And didn't it seem long ago in our 20s, except you guys, that, it seemed like I always thought, being somewhat attractive, that when I decided I was ready, I could just snap my fingers and I would just be able to marry whoever I wanted to marry, and it wouldn't be that hard.
It's not about looks.
I know this, but
at 25, I would be. I was engaged at 22, and he was engaged to somebody else in Jersey. But that's
Oh, I hate when that happens.
But I mean, I expected to be married with at least 2, maybe 3 kids right now at 35.
Okay, Liz, before we let you go, how do you stay positive if you do?
You know what? This may sound real cliche, but I pray, and that's no joke. I may cry myself to sleep praying, but I pray.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Liz. I will be calling you later, and we'll discuss
the matters in hand.
Discuss this whole prayer thing. Yes.
No, I was going to say suicide methods.
Oh, listen now. Do we need to get you on suicide watch? It's just a baby. It's all right.
All right. Now, we have some statistics here I want to share with you guys. They're all end at the age that I just passed. Older women in pregnancy. A woman's most fertile years are between 20 and 35.
Oh,
stop it!
I think I'm
as women reach their 30s, they experience a decline in fertility.
Oh, true that.
Furthermore, complications during pregnancy are more common when women reach 35.
Claudia.
How
old are you?
Claudia.
I'm 36.
Claudia.
I'm not listening to you right now. I'm not even looking at you. Married woman. Marrying at an older age. Let's see. A few years ago, the median age at marriage had reached 27 for men and nearly 26 for women. That's an all-time high. Recent studies have found professional women are more likely to get divorced, more likely to cheat and less likely to have children. And if they do have kids, they are more likely to be unhappy about it.
Oh, wow.
So much to look forward
Unhappy
to.
about
In
it.
1946, 50% of Americans said women should marry by the age of 21. That's
Wow.
right. 50% of people said they should be
By
married
21?
by the age of 21.
Oh, no, that's too young.
And
Yeah.
only 4% said women should be over the age of 25 when they marry. That's actually appalling back then.
Wow.
This year's annual poll showed the number of Americans who favored women marrying by the age of 21 had dropped by 20%, while the number preferring an older age had tripled. So it's getting more hopeful, more, kind of relevant in fashion to marry older. Still, the age is 35.
No, I don't think so.
She looks 25.
There's a lot of women that are having babies at 40.
At
40 and 40. My sister-in-law just hit 6 months old, and she's 44.
Do you remember the movie, He's Just Nothing Into You?
Yes.
Say that's the exception of the rule.
Right.
Okay, why don't you guys start listening to the Bible and not to these man-made things that you're watching movies on?
Why don't you quote some Bible? Give us some Bible talk right now.
I can't quote
Bible talk. Bible talk.
But he said give us some Bible
the
talk.
story about Sarah trying to have a baby, and God kept telling her to wait, and she didn't want to
No,
wait.
explain. Tell it.
Looking for husbands first.
She had her husband. She let her husband step out of the marriage, go have a baby, and God kept saying, "I'm going to promise you a baby," and she was not having faith in it. And then finally, she had a baby. She was like, I forgot how old she was. Probably like 90 or 100 or 80. I forget.
Is that how old she was?
But the point of the story is she was way over 35. And she had her baby, and God gave her what you said. Gave him promises. You can't listen to. He's just not that into you.
Well,
and maybe that's not in your plan. Maybe God doesn't have that plan for you. Maybe He doesn't want you to get married and have kids.
Maybe He wants you to have kids.
Maybe He does. But He wants me to leave Los Angeles where all the guys have their eyebrows arched and wear skinny jeans.
If that's what you think God's telling you,
I might have to move.
Exactly.
I might have to move.
Maybe
we have
so.
No Doubt from Indiana. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Hey. All fellas calling.
Yeah, this gonna sound like some weak ass shit, but I'm gonna just say it like this, because I'm feeling what you're saying, Claudia. You ready? You feeling it because I can hear it in your voice. Right now, you like that piece of fruit, just hanging from the tree. Ain't nobody been able to reach it, but you getting ready to fall. And I hope somebody's gonna be there to catch it before you hurt yourself.
You know what really? You know what really am? I'm beyond the fruit from the tree that's ripe. I'm actually the fruit that fell, and fruit flies are starting to gather.
Oh, stop it.
So we gotta hurry up. So what is
Listen, Claudia, you can have kids without being married, right?
I don't want to do that.
She wants the hubby.
But if you feel like you're
doesn't
under
God
pressure,
say we're supposed to get married, Shelly
Girl,
Rio,
you
first?
can adopt. There's so many
we're supposed
other
to have
ways
children
have
under the
babies.
confines of marriage.
Right.
No,
God
you
also
can
says
adopt,
to wait
foster care,
until
you
you're
can get
married
in
to have
vitro.
sex.
There's so
Shelly's
many
like, you
ways.
could have had a kid like me.
The Bible says, "Ye shall wait till ye shall be proposed to."
Also, adopting, you're not having sex. In vitro, you're not having sex.
Our caller, we're ignoring him.
Sorry. Talk to us. What's your comment or question?
Hey, but the thing is, if you go do it, don't do it for anything other than love, because if it ain't, for real love, it's gonna be like a job, and you gonna be like, clocking in. So it I hate to say that love is something magical. When you're hurting, that shit makes it better though. But it ain't for everybody. So I hope one day that it will be for you, because I think everybody need to be with somebody, because this could be a lonely life out here. But it's hey, it's a lot of fun. Till you do. But I just hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Thank you very much. And you know what? You started off your call. You kind of gave a disclaimer. You said this is going to sound like some weak shit. I actually think it sounds very strong of you to express yourself like this and not always worry about what sounds cool, what sounds in, and what your boys might think. So props to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here I am trying to be nice.
They might have dropped.
Fuck it then. All right. Flora Santiago, you have some statistics there, don't you, of women giving birth older in life?
Yes.
Why don't you share some of this with our listeners?
My God. And let me just tell you, there is hope in the world for the love of God. I tell you, in November 2008, an Indian woman, her name is Raho Devi, officially became the world's oldest mom after giving birth to a baby after having fertility treatment. She was 70 years old. She had twins.
She's still getting a period at 70?
No.
Can you imagine? She's out with a girl. She's like, hey, Maud. Is my pad showing?
Hey,
can you see my white cat suit on? Does my pad show? Do you see it? Am I going through? Am I leaking?
No, Ruth. I don't see it, Ruth.
Bingo! Oh shit! I think I leaked. I gotta go get a.
I'll come with you, Edith.
Does anyone have a tampon? Esther?
And I also have a long list of celebrities as well
Read
who had children after the age of 35. Madonna is one of them, had a second baby at 41. J.K. Rowling, the author of Lord of the Rings, had her baby at 37, and another one at 39. Susan Sarandon, she had a baby at 40. Emma Thompson, same thing.
Okay.
Iman had a baby at 44.
And Halle, of course.
Halle Berry, yes, at 41. The oldest one on my list here is Cheryl Tiegs. Remember her model, Cheryl Tiegs? She was 52 and had twins.
A lot of these women were by in vitro. Right?
Yes, most of them were through in vitro. I don't think Halle Berry, though, was in vitro.
No,
I think she
was having sex with him.
Oh, yeah.
Madonna had in vitro?
Why wouldn't she?
No, Madonna also natural. Yeah, no in vitro.
So, ladies listening, there is hope, but we want to get it right. We want to have the marriage and the kids together. Like, that's ideally what you want to go for. Right, Portugal?
Ideally, you do, but the kids part, just in case the guy goes away, you just still have the baby for you.
Right.
Not because the guy. You may have the husband, he's there.
No,
y'all together 5 years.
I want the baby to trap the man. I don't want that to be a...
Oh, right.
Just for the sake of the kid.
The L.A. way. That's right, the L.A. way. Perfect example. Let's look at Nas and Khalees. They've been together for a very, very, very long time. Married, happy. They look very cute together. Next thing you know, before she even pops the baby out, they're divorced and going through this crazy settlement.
I did find out it's $40,000 child support and $15,000 alimony.
Right.
Wow.
But look at the situation now. She's now going to have that child and have to share custody. And at this point, she has to have that baby knowing that, she has to have it with her more likely than having it with him.
Yeah, most of them are single women.
All right.
Single mothers.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more about your biological clock. Ladies and fellas, you both have them, really. Give us a call, 877-210-6106. At what age should you start panicking, if there is such an age? We want to hear from you. We'll be back with more right after the break. Hey, welcome back to the Claudia Jordan, trying the pigeons. Got a little bit of Drake in the background. Best I ever had. Our topic tonight is your biological clock ticking. And at what age should a woman or man panic if he hasn't gotten married or had a baby?
He's not going to panic.
You know what? Men won't panic.
I'm not going to say all, because a lot of guys are calling and saying that they're ready. Right. But majority of men, let's just say, out in the region where we're at, they're not panicking. It's the women.
Hey, and the reality is men can still have babies into their 80s.
And however old they are. So it's really the women. Yeah.
I think success and marriage go hand in hand. When you're successful, your success is kind of it's by your career, your house, your wife, your kids, your car. Like that's what says that you're successful. Yeah. But when fame gets in, when you're like in this industry like you are, Claudia, it's different because nobody really wants to be limited to having that one person when temptation is just so, major. I think that's the problem.
I prefer to have a harem of hunky men at my disposal. I want it to be tied down to just one. You
want to run through them.
You want to give up all these other guys, just have sex with just you.
Yeah, you don't want just one set of waxed eyebrows. You need a few on several.
I think you might need to start hanging out like, Wall Street. Some shit,
Yes. When I lived on the East Coast, I would meet those type of guys. I actually dated a stockbroker before.
Yeah, nice. East Coast men are more aggressive. That might be a good look for you.
Yeah.
East Coast maybe for about 6 months.
Yeah,
might see the arch eyebrow, skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Last night I was driving home. I put on Twitter. I'm like, I need to leave LA. I'm ready to leave. I need to leave just for a change of pace. And it's like every time I'm about to leave, though, I get a show. Mm-hmm. And I can't leave, so it's like, is that a sign it's time to stay, or is that just,
or maybe it's the devil trying to not let you get
just
out?
Taunting me, Shelly Rio.
Would you ever
be bi-coastal? Be bi-coastal.
I would love to. I just need to make enough money to have homes on both sides, and I don't want to live in a little crappy place on both places.
Would you ever move back to Rhode Island?
No, absolutely not. No.
Just ask it.
No. I just need a place like New York would be perfect for me. I can still get work done there, and I can still I enjoy the social scene there too.
Have a nice little brownstone. That'd be
And I am an aggressive woman. I definitely need an alpha male. You know what I mean? I need that type of guy that's gonna hold me down.
Hold you down and say, shut up, girl.
That's right, and throw a brick at your ass.
But as much as I talk trash and cuss, I'm pretty conservative with my man. Like I like a conservative type of man. I really do. Like I like an old fashioned kind of guy. I like a guy that's still wants a lady. And,
You don't like one that pops bottles and dances on tables?
I've dated those.
Yes.
But
been there, done that.
Settling down with that is kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Bottles.
I was kidding.
That's an expensive bottle, Shelly.
I know you are, but it's like, it is embarrassing. Like,
no, it is.
The older you get, you want your guy. You want a guy that you're proud of. Like, you don't want a guy that everyone's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, him.
I was watching the T.O. show. It's pretty good.
It is.
You know, he's looking for somebody. You know, maybe
me and T.O. would probably fight like cats and dogs.
Yeah, he's the alpha male. You know.
Yeah, but I think we would think we'd fight. I actually know him. We're cool. I'm cool with people, and I'm actually friends with his ex-fiance.
Oh,
so that wouldn't really work.
She's pretty.
She's very pretty.
Felicia,
Really pretty.
and she was on Deal or No Deal for a while. All right, we have Marcus from Memphis. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
I love the show. Claudia, you need to move down south. Damn East and West Coast, come down south. Southern brothers know how to treat you, man. They love jazz, they're into wine, they're into the fight. We don't got no damn club. You stay on the club in Memphis on the damn table, they throw your ass out.
Wow.
No, I actually love Southern boys. My longest relationship was a Southern guy, and he was really nice.
We don't play that retarded shit. In Memphis, trust me.
It's retarded. It's retarded out here.
The 30 club, when you get 30, the 30-year-old spots in Memphis, you sit your ass down, you find a woman to drink, you feel like you got some damn sense. Trust me. All my friends that stay in the West Coast, they've been here, they love the South.
Okay.
Yeah, the West Coast definitely has it wrong.
So all of our friends are
So what do you think about the topic?
Well, I'm recently engaged. I've been with my fiance now. Well, we dated for 6 years. We just recently got engaged. The reason I called, though, which is crazy, as far as the biological clock ticking, I never had the pressure as far as getting married or anything to her or have kids. But I remember a couple years ago, because she's only 30, I'm 31, when her 10-year reunion was coming up, and she was like, I don't want to go because I'm not married, I don't have kids, and I'm a failure. I'm like, how in the hell are you a failure? You got 2 degrees, you know what I mean? You in law school, what are you talking about? She like, but when you get a certain age as a woman, you don't have kids and you're not married, you're considered a failure. She like, by this time in high school, I knew my 10-year reunion, I was going to be married and had at least 1 child. And I was like, I never thought of that. When I was in high school, when I was like, my 10-year reunion coming up, I was like, I want a woman to hook up with. Of course, that didn't happen because I was with her. But, you know, we never had that thought process. And I think it's just a difference in the men and women as far as the biological clock is concerned. You know, we don't have any children. And I'm fine with that. You know, we're both in our early 30s. We're both very successful. We travel. You know, we've been all over the world twice. We travel all the time. Just left San Francisco last month, you know, to go to a damn baseball game. Just because. You know, so I don't want to have children and not be able to do that right now.
Well, thank you very much. You bring up some good points. And it's funny, you know, no matter how successful a woman can be established, if you're not married and so you don't have that stamp of approval that some man wants to marry you and have kids with you, it's like still like, what's wrong with you? Like you see people like Jennifer Aniston has it all. Very, very rich, successful, beautiful, great hair, great, she's in shape. People love her. She's recognized all over the world. And people say, oh, but she can't get it right with a man.
But who cares?
People do care. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the
point.
We're stigmatizing that.
You know, in our society, it's still that way. A successful man like George Clooney, he's he's dodged a bullet for many, many years, but that stigma isn't on him. It's like, oh, he's a bachelor. Cool. He's living the life. But when a woman, it's like, you're a spinster. Something's wrong with you. Something must be wrong with her. Or she must, like, remember with Halle Berry for years, people say, oh, she must be crazy or something must be off. She may or may not be off, but like, to just assume that, it's like, this woman is successful. She's an Oscar winner, the first black woman to win that. But still, we find something wrong with her because she's not married.
Right.
Like we still find like that's approval on that person. That's a stamp of approval on that woman that she was good enough to be wifed up.
Right. Like that woman that said, you know, the last caller where she said she felt like she's a failure because you know she didn't have any kids, but she's got degrees. But what the hell is that?
And if you're married and have kids, it's hard to do all those other things. You can still do it, but it makes it harder. So it's like while she's busy getting those degrees, pursuing her career, being successful, you know, she didn't have time. Like. I know I was very focused on work. I wasn't even thinking about that stuff until recently. It's like if I was focused on that earlier, I probably wouldn't have time. Maybe I wouldn't be where I am now. But there's people that do it all. Not to say that I can't do it, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you kind of pick your path. And I guess I picked, you know, the career path. And like Oprah and Tyra Banks, a lot of these people still aren't married.
Right. Boils down to
they're happy.
That simplistic idea that a man wants the wounded lamb. He wants the woman that he can kind of save and take care of. Take care of. And so a successful woman is very intimidating.
I have a friend that she gets a lot of things handed to her, okay? Like ridiculous. Man, they want to put money. She meets a guy, they right away want to take care of her. They want to put money in her pocket, they want to take care of her. I ask her, like, what'd she say? She says, I don't do anything. I don't work. She kind of plays like the victim, the damsel in distress, and they run to her. We're at a casino. This guy's just running over, giving her money, and I'm standing right next to her. And they just would never even imagine, like, maybe I put off this, like, I don't need you thing. I got this.
Right.
But those women, they were like just they were rushing. Like,
I think you should
up.
lie. I think you need to lie more.
No, but she's not that type of person either, though. I've been with her, and she's like, no, you don't want to do it.
But yeah, Claudia's
Which is
persona
fine.
is not help me. Claudia's persona is more like, yo, step
Hey, ain't you that girl number one on that show? That's not going to work.
We have a caller. We have Casey from Texas. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Casey, female.
Yay.
Welcome.
Of course, yes. No, maybe I'm just backwards. I'm just an odd one, but my clock, it can just tick on. I have one. My husband and I, we've been married 7 years last week, and he's 41. I'll be 31 in October, and he doesn't care. He's like, if you want wings, you can have it, or whatever. So, we're fine with it. We're both military, but my 10-year reunion is coming up. Well, not 10. We're 2 years late, but we're doing our 10-year this year. But we're cool. I'm going. I was like, I don't even want to take my husband with me. I want to go as a single person. That's just me.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
is that because you had maybe a little fling in high school? You want to see how he's doing now?
Yeah. Why don't you want to take him?
She's laughing. Yeah, that little sinister laugh.
Mm-hmm. Is your husband not cute?
Yeah, he is. And
He's fat, huh? He got hips.
He got man boobs.
Why don't you want to take your husband? There's got to be something to this.
Boobs.
You're crazy.
Well, he's cute, but I just want to go by myself. That's just me. We're going to New Orleans.
You want everybody to see how good you look. And don't,
baby, you stay home on this one. I
right.
got this.
Is there a guy from high school that maybe, you want to kind of show him up or show him how good you look now?
There's a couple.
There it
we
is.
go.
And there it is.
There we go.
You have a fabulous time here in reunion. Thank you so much for calling.
We have Willie from Ohio. Welcome to the show. Willie from Ohio.
How are you?
Hi.
Hey, Willie.
Welcome.
I am 50 years old, and I made the bad mistake of saying, get your career together and worry about a relationship later.
Uh-huh.
Did that, got to the point where I think I'm stable enough now for a relationship, but the problem is finding a woman who truly liked me for me and not for what I can give her or do for her. I was 2 weeks from getting married, called the marriage off because it was all wrong.
Wow.
And the woman was married within 6 months of that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And it's like, Claudia, you made a statement about the woman being judged,
yes,
not being married and not having kids at a certain age. Men go through that too. I go through it all the time.
Really?
Everyone asks, what is wrong with you? I mean, here you drive nice cars, you got a nice house, you got a successful career going for yourself, but you're not married and you don't have any kids. Well,
do you start to question yourself? Do you start to question, like, is something wrong with me?
Not really. My family does, because I took my father's name, and what's wrong with you? I gave you my name to continue it, and you stopped it, Right. And it's like, I do feel somewhat pressured from that, but as far as me panicking and stuff about it, no, I don't panic about it, because I figure you start panicking and you get desperate and you'll accept anything that comes along.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, they might have cut him off.
Well, just know that, Willie, there is still hope for you. You are only 50. You can still have kids again, 30 years from now. Just get yourself a younger woman.
Okay.
We're going eharmony.com.
Real quick, last call for tonight. We have Tony from Georgia. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good. Great. What are your thoughts on this? Is your clock ticking?
It's my clock ticking. Well, actually, I've always told myself that I want to have kids by 35. I'm 33 now. And I'm getting the weirdest, I guess, answers from my mom, well, requests mostly. She just tries to set me up with people, so I'm getting that. And I live in a totally different state, so it's really weird there. But right now I'm in the position of my life where I'm ready to meet that person. I mean, I thought I met that person several years ago, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, it's ticking. It is definitely ticking. But I also would like to say, Claudia, that, you need to move to the east or the south, because I know the mentality in California amongst the men and women there. I mean, everybody's basically out to get everybody, and, you know, it's a game.
Right.
So, and you have more of a population east anyway, so therefore your chances will be greater. So if this is truly what you want to do, that's what I would do.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. My mother would be really happy about that, too.
Yeah.
She would.
All right. We have our lightning round question coming up. Hit us on Twitter if you have some answer to this. The question is, you know you're too old to have a baby when?
If you're old enough to get into a senior citizen's anything, you're definitely too old.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's true. This is true.
That's true.
Flora Santiago, you know you're too old to have a baby when?
When you're shopping for diapers for you and your baby.
That's a good one. Okay. Portia Coleman, you know you're too old to have a baby when?
When you're at the hospital watching your niece give birth. Sorry, your child shouldn't be younger than your niece or your nephew.
It happens, though. It happens.
Yeah, but I
have a nephew that's a year older than me.
Oh, I know, but I wouldn't want that. That's just me. My niece is 11 now. I don't want to have a baby when she having
Crazy. That's not good. Shelly Rio, you know you're too old to have a baby when?
I don't think you're ever too old to have a baby.
All right, thanks, Shelly.
Realistically,
no, I'm
though.
serious. But I'm being serious.
So if you
You're
saw a
never
girl
too old.
like pregnant at like 60, that wouldn't like make you raise an eyebrow?
I mean, it would look odd, but I'm like, if that's what her plan was in life, then hey, what are you gonna do? You can't change it.
You know,
we need some realistic answers from you now.
That is realistic.
This is
Obviously, you don't know me.
I guess I don't.
Most of her answers also are Jesus motivated.
Right. Claudia Jordan.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Your answer to the question.
You know you're too old to have babies when?
Well, shit, it's kind of hitting home when you gotta go to the doctor to check on your hip because you might need a hip replacement, and that's when you get the friggin' positive pregnancy test, and hence you just do a 2-for-1. Because I actually walked with a cane. It was the first time this weekend. I went hiking. I actually had to use a damn stick to get through it. So, yeah. No, I'm not even.
No, she really did.
There's actually video.
There's actually video right before they did a remix to my rendition of Birthday
That's
Song.
exactly why you need like a head cam. You need a head cam. 24/7.
Yeah.
You need a quad cam. Shit that happens to you is just unreal.
Falling in the bathtub from the pinky finger.
Heat rash from Reggie Waters, whatever that was from Reggie Waters.
I have a very eventful life. It's just not
You need to
sexually.
think positive.
I actually threw my birth control pills out. I stopped taking
You just.
What
did you just say?
Well, I mean, I don't think she really.
What's the sense of putting hormones in my body if I'm not even having sex?
Not having.
Regulate
She's not having
The
sex.
2 times I did in this past year, I was drunk. So, you know, the alcohol would have killed the feti.
The feti.
So,
That is a new. The feti.
Feti.
It's the feti.
Because, you know, it's had to be twins. You know? They run in my family.
The feti.
Or a phoebe.
What have we learned? I think that's where we're going.
Dare
right?
I ask?
Well,
Have we? What have we?
personally,
Go ahead.
I think, like I said, I got married when I was young, and I felt like I was too young. And I think that this is a perfect age. You know yourself, and like you said, you're starting to not care about it, and that's good because it's going to happen when you least expect it.
What about you, Tina? When are you getting married? I see love in your eyes.
Hey,
I know. You see love in her eyes.
Right.
We all did.
Hey, Mr.
I'll be giving all y'all invitations.
Okay. I can't wait for the bachelorette party.
Oh shit!
Have you learned
Wow.
anything, Flora? Anybody else?
Well, I learned one. You're never too old to have a baby, I guess, according to Shelly. Especially if it's Jesus motivated.
Yeah.
But you should never go, Jesus.
Team Jesus.
You guys are making fun of Jesus.
No, we're not.
It's the bomb.
I'm a Christian. I'm a devoted Christian. No.
No. You just need to have faith and not panic about things that you have no control over. You have no control over that. So you might as well just live life and have fun, and you know when it happens, it happens.
But you don't think that if there's a certain amount of panic, you might want to start like changing your life? Maybe you're in a pattern that is creating, like, it's stopping you from doing that?
Well, maybe you're wanting to do something that you're not supposed to be doing, so you need to start thinking of other things.
No, I think I am supposed to be someone's wife and be someone's mom. I really do.
You're in control of your life. That's the bottom line.
Maybe right now it's not the time, though.
Both me and Shelly have kids, though. I think it's kind of hard to kind of weigh in on that because we both are satisfied as being mothers.
Show off because your waters have broken.
When
Both of you.
when I had my kids, I didn't want to have kids at that time. I was 19 years old.
I just mean today.
No, I know, but my point is that I didn't want to have kids, and God gave me kids, so that was in my plan. I didn't foresee me having kids at that young of an age, but it happens.
You know what? When you say like God gave you kids, it's like really you having unprotected sex gave you kids.
It's
You know what I'm
obviously
saying?
having that.
So it's like,
but
that's
children
something-
are a gift from the Lord, and obviously,
And a burden.
in my path, that's what I was supposed to happen.
We need to do a topic on this show next week.
Give me a D. Give me an O.
They're not burdens when you're struggling to like pay bills or to eat.
It's a life lesson. It's a lesson that we need to learn. Had I not had my kids and I was in this career, who knows? I could have gotten diseases. I could have been a groupie.
Or you could have been an orphan. I mean, what?
What? That does not have to do anything with having a baby.
Anyways, we're getting
it's getting personal.
What have you learned?
Well, you know, this is something that I never really put any effort or thought into all through my 20s. I put it off. I always thought I'll always have time. I'll always have time. And you know, when you're younger, it seems like summer vacation is so long, and 6 months is so far away from now. And now that, you know, the older I get, like, it seems like a snowball effect, like time is just going by faster and faster and faster. And it is something that I do want to have one day. I'm not going to put it in the forefront of my life and make it like a top priority, but I definitely want to make small changes that might put me in a better position to make it happen.
Right.
Which is, you know, maybe not going to, you know, certain spots, certain clubs, you know, maybe going to dinner parties or just changing my surroundings up a little bit, so maybe I can be in that area to meet different types of people.
Right.
And, you know, not being obsessed with it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Not
definitely that. And just know that men do not validate you as a woman. That's the bottom line. They don't validate you.
Good point.
You can have children. You can not have children, be successful. Oprah Winfrey, I mean, she's a billionaire.
Right.
She has no children. I mean, Stedman does not validate her.
Sure doesn't.
And she's doing her thing by herself.
Yeah.
So
She
I do
validates
believe that there is
Stedman.
somebody out there for you, but just know that you are a boss and that no man has got to sit here and validate you and pat you on your back to give you a ring to tell you that you're worth something.
Word.
Bottom
You
line.
can always marry someone that needs citizenship. If need be.
That's also another option.
All right, where can they find us on the website?
Twitter us, The Claudia J Show. We're also on Facebook, The Claudia Jordan Show and Friends. MySpace.com/The Single Life with CJ.
And our Twitter pages.
I'm Twitter, Tina Davina, and HiddenBeach.com, Tina Davina, and YouTube, Divine Reg.
And sign up for Hidden Beach for
Yes,
Tina
please.
Bugs.
That's right.
And Flora makes these amazing cakes, and they're the shape of anything you like. And even they could be the shape of a uterus whose water has broken.
Yes,
I think I'm going to request that.
Yes, and I can make them in the shape of a feti, too.
Of a pie.
Disgusting.
And please visit my site, www.sweetavenuela.com. And I want to give a shout out to my niece, Joanne, who just recently got engaged. She is 33 years old.
Okay.
She will be 34 when she gets married and knocked up.
Congratulations, Boo-Boo.
There's hope. There's hope.
Twitter, at Portia Coleman, MySpace.com/Portia Coleman.
And Shelly Rio?
Twitter /Shelly Rio, one word. Add me.
And real quick, there are people beefing on YouTube about whether or not it's really me commenting on the piece, and they got really nasty. I want to say shout out to the YouTube beefers. It is me. And yes, people that are on television do look at YouTube. We're humans just like you. And shut the fuck up and simmer down. All right, join us every week, 7 p.m. on the West Coast, 10 on the East. We repeat again Tuesday mornings. Join us every week and hit us on our pages, and we accept topic subjects.
Suggestions.
Right.
Yeah, that word.
All right. Do it, but
I got a headache. I'm going home.
Peace.